Neil, Fan Zhengyi's a former ranking event winner, so you definitely had to be on it today, and you delivered.
Yeah, I did enough to get through. I didn't really do anything too exciting or anything. I went in the pack a few times early on in breaks and didn't really land on anything, so had to play safe. So I just had to win with like a couple of visits in each frame. But he certainly showed his talent. He made 90 and then a 3-1. I played a really good safety shot, which I thought was kind of like going to be the killing blow. And he dug in a really good long red. It made 100. So I potted some good balls towards the end of the frame that I needed to get through. And you're not really kind of analysing performances too much early on in events. You just want to get through the early rounds, especially with best out of sevens, and you can't really get on the practice tables before your matches. They're still sort of like booked up with the people that are still sort of just arriving and stuff like that. So the practice tables generally will start to free up a bit more now, which will be good, and so then start to search for a bit more form.
How important is it for you to get deep into the week, get down to that one table setup potentially, because you've got a great record in these Home Nations events. You won the English Open last year, Scottish Open, Welsh Open before. Northern Ireland's the only one you've not yet got your hands on.
That's the extra incentive and motivation, because no one's ever won all four. I think the last couple of seasons, myself, maybe Judd, Ronnie, and maybe Selby have all kind of like won two or three. So it'd be nice to kind of, be the first person to kind of win all four, or even just win all four non-stop, because you get like these beautiful replica trophies, like made out of the crystal, and I've got all three, sort of sat in my man cave with like my other trophies and stuff like that. And it'd be lovely to have all kind of four. It'd be really cool. So, that's the kind of, motivation that I kind of search for in my career now, where, I'm not really looking to win my first tournament or this. I'm trying to kind of, complete little sets here and there, I suppose, which is quite a nice position to be in. So, and I've not really done too well in this tournament before in previous years. So it'd be nice to sort of go deep in the event, because the venue is set up really well for a really good crowd sort of later on in the weeks. And I remember what the atmosphere was like with Mark Allen and John for the final, so it'd be awesome to kind of get to that later stage.
Yeah, I was going to say, so what are your fond memories of coming to Belfast before? Because everyone often talks about the crowd, talks about that final last year. Recently we've had Hong Kong, so big crowds in snooker is a pretty important thing at the moment. Yeah,
that's right, and you don't really get to experience that until later on. Usually, the quarterfinal, semi-finals, when the tournaments really come into their own with the crowds, when it's the one table setup. And up until then, you're just trying to sort of manage your way through the draw, playing well whenever you can, but just trying to get through. And that's when the players really sort of enjoy the occasion, because before that, everyone's just trying to sort of like slug through.
Let's talk about Hong Kong. How was your time out there, and sort of playing in front of that many people? Was that one of the most surreal experiences you've had in your career so far?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was nice to go back out to Asia again, and hopefully that the tournament was a huge success, and hopefully that can lead to us going out to China for next season. Hopefully things start to become a bit easier there with the travel and the restrictions and stuff. So it was incredible in Hong Kong. The hospitality, the hotel, all the work that the volunteers did and all the staff was incredible. Like the players were so well looked after, and playing in that arena was an awesome experience as well. I even had to go down just before the final, just to record some stuff to sort of, to soak in the atmosphere and something to kind of take away. Even though I could look on YouTube at my own matches or whatever, it's just nice to take that personal experience from your own phone or something, just so you can kind of see what the atmosphere like is at ground level. It was amazing.
What was the atmosphere like for that little exhibition you did before? Because I saw the clips on your Instagram stories, and get to play with those
myself, John, and
get
playing
to play with
the
those
kids.
Lads.
That was really good. It was great fun actually. John was brilliant with that. He set it up beautifully. He, in one of the frames, he potted a red early on, and he didn't pot the black or something, and so but then he got another chance, and he potted like 9 reds, 9 blacks. And he tried to trick the referee by grabbing one of the reds and putting it back on the table. And he managed to do it without the referee kind of like looking. And then, so the referee's just counting as if he's like on a 147. And then John's potted the pink, and then he's waved the kid on to pot the last black. And he smashed it in as well. And it was a huge roar from the crowd. So it was a great fun. It was a really, really good event. And it was nice to see that snooker can work with those size crowds. You are quite far away, but they had the screens sort of around the arena, so at least people that are quite far away could still see the close-ups and stuff. So yeah, everything was done brilliantly well, and yeah, hopefully we can play more tournaments like that.
Is that something you'd love to see potentially implemented in the UK in a big venue?
Yeah, it would be hard. It's something that you couldn't just do for every event, because I think it has to be quite a special occasion where, like this one was the top 6 plus 2 Hong Kong wildcards. I think the World Championships you could probably do it, or the Masters, but I think Alexandra Palace with 2,500 creates that unbelievable. That was kind of, Alexandra Palace was like louder than what Hong Kong was, but Hong Kong, the noise was kind of like everywhere. So you'd think with like myself and Ronnie, when we played in 7,500, you'd think that it would be louder. It wasn't loud, it was just more kind of noise going around, and you're kind of like looking around and you're just seeing people everywhere. Probably maybe like what you get as a tennis player or something. Whereas with the other venues we play in, we're locked in where the sound can't really escape too far, so it's kind of more sound. But it's just very fortunate to be able to experience all those kinds of different crowds and occasions, for sure. Because when I started out, I think what the previous record was something like maybe just over 3,000 for
in the previous edition.
Yeah, for the previous Hong Kong Masters. So then to go to 7,500, and then they had like around 9 or something for the final was amazing.
Brilliant. Well, thank you, Neil. Congratulations, and good luck for the rest of the week.
All right, cheers. Thank you.